That's not a lot of history, man. That is not a lot of history, bro.
Guys.
We were. It's not, man. That's just not a lot of history. So.
What happened? Okay, wait. Just there's no history needed for economics. I think. I mean, well, I guess it is, but just think of it like this, man.
What do you mean? What do you mean? There's not history needed for economics? What are you talking about, Captain? We're gonna make you the lieutenant, man. All right, go ahead.
You stole my heart of gold after my silver soul. Can you dig any deeper now?
All right, man. All right, welcome back. It's Well Rocket Crypto. It's your boys again, Moonwalk Moose and Captain himself in the flesh. Feeling the exactly what we've been telling you, feeling the pain of this bear market coming down on us, feeling the cascading liquidations, and let's just hop right on into it because we got a lot to unpack. But before I do, man, as always, man, Moon, how you feeling, baby?
Feeling good, feeling great. How about you?
I'm all right, man. I can't call it. Moose, how you looking out there, man?
Man, I'm good, big dog. I can't call it.
All right, man. Well, let's jump into this, man. We got these cascading liquidations. Are they due to the leverage or just these unstable stable coins? All right. USDC, are they next? I mean, is regulation next? It's just a lot to unpack in this just with all the liquidations that take place in the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We've got Luna being the one that started all this domino, the first domino to drop in this whole thing. And now we're looking back at look at Three Arrows Capital. We have, just to name a few, Three Arrows Capital, Luna. Give me another one of these foundations, Moon.
That is, that's struggling right now?
Yeah, that's hit us with the cascading liquidations. Moose,
isn't Voyager on that same boat right now too?
Yeah, it's just, let's just start it off with this, man.
Yeah, man. Well, you just have a lot of people trying to actually prevent mass liquidation, man. So Voyager, Celsius, all these cats, basically, they haven't. So Voyager has not stopped withdrawals, but they have limited the amount you can withdraw in a day. Celsius is going crazy, like. I don't even know if you can get your stuff off Celsius right now.
You can't even withdraw off Celsius. It's just stuff.
But to an extent, man, like I guess people got mad at Robinhood when Robinhood did this, man. At the end of the day, they're probably preventing mass panic for really, I don't want to say no reason, but if you're trying to withdraw your money, man, it probably means you just invested something you couldn't afford to lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's my opinion.
Don't put up what you can't afford to take out or you can't afford to keep in there for some time, man. And it kind of blends into this, how long is this bear market going to last, which is one of the topics we have up next or later on down the show for you guys. But
see, that's the thing with a stable coin. It wasn't seen as the same as investing in ETH or ADA. It was seen as a way to safely yield money in a stable way where you probably ain't going to be able to make the 1,000% gain, but you can consistently make a 6%, 8% APY on your money. Right. So that's probably why they were like, okay, this is crazy that I got it in a stable coin and now I got to be worried about my money in what's supposed to be seen as something that's stable.
Yeah, and it was a safe way to get into crypto too and kind of get a chance to make 20, 10, 20, 30% in one of these stable coins that allowed you to stake your money onto a platform. The problem was Celsius was doing things, I guess, nefarious activities or at least lending your money to these DeFi protocols that were already over leveraged and in a bubble.
It's the old saying, man. If it sounds too good to be true, it's probably true. It's probably bad, man.
Yeah,
it's probably bad, man.
Yeah, it ain't looking good. And then again, you ask yourself, is staking? Do you feel comfortable staking your money now? I mean, DeFi is not regulated. It's brand new. Do you feel comfortable staking your money, Mo?
Oh, that's the thing. They're attacking stable coins, and that's going to make less people want to get into the space, because they're not going to feel safe anywhere in crypto. Like, stable coins was a good place for you to go to feel safe as a beginner to start off, and it wasn't too good to be true. Now, I get it. There was some things like Doquan's, what was that called again, Cap?
Anchor Protocol.
Okay, now, yeah, that's too good to be true, right? But something like Voyager, where you get like 6% or whatever it is. What is it exactly, Moose? I can't remember. I think it's 6%.
They're giving 9% on USDC, man.
All right, yeah, 9%. So that's not too good to be true. That's better. But it's not. That's not just some crazy.
You're getting like 0.003% right now if you're traditionally into.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna say it was too good to be true, and I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm the biggest Voyager supporter. I knew if they were giving 9%, I knew something had to be going on. I still think Voyager will be fine. I think they're still paying the 9% though. That's a crazy thing. They've limited the amount of money you can get. I think it's maybe up to $10,000. Then after that, it drops off from 9% or whatever. But
one thing I didn't like about what Voyager did, man, is that it just happened overnight. It was like immediately, the way they told you couldn't withdraw the same amount of dollars in value in transactions anymore came pretty quick, man. They didn't really.
I mean, there's no warm up to it, man. What do you want them to do? Wait? I mean, they always tell you, the quicker you tell the news, that's all you can do, man.
What I'm saying is, it seems like they were they did not relinquish that they were doing it. It just happened. Like it wasn't.
Man. You can't. That's like the.
But y'all gotta remember something too, though. I know y'all say it's too good to be true, but it's because we've gotten used. Our generation has gotten used to not being able to earn interest on our money. The way they used to entice people to put money in their bank accounts was offering 10% APY on a CD account in the 80s, 70s, our parents' generation. The fact that they took it away completely is they're just gypping us. So a 9% APY is a normal thing, and I don't think we should see that as crazy. I get 20% on Anchor, but I think 9% is reasonable. And it just gets us back to where our parents had. That's why our generation is struggling. We don't have anywhere to put our money to make money.
Well, they want you to put it into the stock market and to
that's not safe either.
Other assets. Well, it's got a proven track record, bro.
It's not safe.
There's nothing foolproof safe, man.
CDs were foolproof safe, and they got rid of them.
Well, no, they didn't get rid of them. You can still get a CD now.
How much can you get off that CD? They got rid of it, man.
Well, prior to things going south here in these past few years, I mean, you used to be able to get a 3-4%.
I got a funny story to tell.
Bro, I got 20. I think I got 20 cents last year off my. Come on now, like
when I was like 5, my uncle gave me some savings bonds, man, and I thought, it was going to be a big, significant amount. When I was about 30, I asked my mom, because I was like, "Hey, can you let me get those?" Right, bro. I cashed them in, and I swear, I think it was like $100, maybe $300, maybe. I would say
from 5 years old.
From 5 years old. I'm talking like the face value on them was like $120. I might have gotten $150 out of there. Like it was a joke of how much interest had accumulated in just that short period of time, man.
There's a reason why they said for the first time in history, the millennials are the first generation to not do better than their parents. There's a reason why.
Well, I think
I don't think it's because we're lazy. That they've been putting out there, because we've been very innovative in finding ways to make money in different ways with all the hardships they've been giving us. So it's not because of that. It's because they have their voting blocks have made it every step of the way. The baby boomers have been the largest voting block, right? So they voted in the beginning for all these social things, helping out, AIDS, all that, because they were younger. They were in college. But then when they got older, They left that, they dropped that, and they said, forget helping out in college. Now we're paying exorbitant amount just to go to college, right? And now everything is going towards healthcare and all this other stuff because they're older. So they keep on voting for what's their best interest, and we're getting shammed. And we're trying to run the crypto because that's the new innovation that our generation made. But those baby boomers are attacking that too. I mean, I don't see how we can't see financially what is going on. And they're only working on their best interest. And the CDs is one of those things that they took advantage of. The interest rates towards homes back in the 70s, 80s, 90s was also taken advantage of. We got the highest interest rate since 2008. For houses right now. I think it's like 6% to get a house.
And then people are still buying. It's not slowing anybody down, bro. It's just.
I mean, we don't got no choice. We said, we think 9% is too good to be true. That's what I'm saying. When you're born into it, you don't know any better, right? And if you don't look into the history, it's like, wait, that was normal, a 10% APY.
Well, being that that's the case, maybe this regulation that they try to push, keeps people back in line of thinking, hey, man, get your .004, get your .003.
Right. It just sounds crazy, right? I think now it's like 1 point something, right? Like 1.2 APY.
Man, it's like .005. Like it's .0. It's some banks is basically zero.
It's no 1-0. You're almost paying them to let them borrow your money, which is the exact opposite.
No, yeah, we are paying them. We are literally paying them to hold our money right now.
Well, are we in a recession, man? Are we there now? Or is it when the jobs start to squeeze a little bit?
I think it's when the jobs I think you got to see I think in order to call it a true recession, man, I think people got to be out of work and down and out. Right now, people aren't down and out. I say that loosely, man. I don't know everyone's situation. There are some people, man, that are down and out. They're just barely making it, man, for just circumstances that they're dealt. But I think if a true recession hits, you'll see people who are successful now, but, maybe overextended with housing payments and stuff. They would get hit hard if if employment and stuff came to a halt.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think that it's ironic, unlike any type of recession we've seen in the history of recessions where the economy is just booming with jobs right now. But it may happen like a crossover, man, real fast. Real fast. It goes from, hey, everybody's hiring to, hey, they've had to shut down the stores and shut down the brick and mortar because they've tried to hire. Nobody's gotten jobs, so they went the other way. And now instead of hiring, they're letting go of people.
Yeah, it could happen, man. Like it could happen, man.
Moon, what you think, man?
Are we in a recession right now? I think we're already here, but I don't think we got the repercussions of a recession. So that's two different things. So yes, we are in a recession. But it's tricky because the job numbers could make you feel that we're not. People working could make you feel that you're not. But the fact that your dollar isn't worth, even in 2020, your dollar just off of paying gas alone and meats, fruit. The other day, just for anecdotal evidence, I was shopping and they had a sale on strawberries. And they were all going for 99 cents. Now, mind you, all of them were almost all going bad. People even think fruits right now cost too much. And the only reason they was going for 99 cents because they were like, we got to make some money on this is perishable item. We got to get these things going. But like everything is just going up too high. And yes, I agree with both y'all. It's going to come really, really quickly. Really quickly. It's going to be like, wow. Last week everybody had a job, and then almost half the labor force is going to be out here looking crazy.
So I got a question, man. So if we are in a recession and the repercussions of a recession, this is the first time we've had a recession and crypto's involved. Like, what do you think it does to Like, how do you think people respond, man? Because there's still a lot of people not involved in crypto, man. And when you ask them, they say the same thing. I don't know what that is. I told you I had a conversation with some guys, man, and they were like, "Man, I just think it's stupid." And I was like, really? You know, and like, man, they were making basic points that I was like, you know what, like, I can see that argument. Like, he had me questioning, man, am I being silly with crypto now? Because this guy could be onto something.
Your internet money.
So what was that? What was that one point that he made that had you like, huh? What do you mean?
Well, his point was very simple. He said the government basically would never allow it to take off, and as simple and minute as that seems and naive, the government can, as you call it, Moon. You say they can, like, they can stun its growth, hinder it. And then I even started that was basically what he said, and so it made me think. Like, he was like, man, there's like thousands of these little coins out there, and I was like, yeah, he's right. And I was just like, man, like, what makes people go out there? I've heard more people talking about buying Google stock and Apple because they're all cheap right now. I don't hear anyone saying they're going to go buy ADA unless they truly know about crypto, man. And ADA's a top 5 coin, just as an example.
That just shows to show you how early we really are, though, man.
That's also a method, man. You're right.
It's giving you an analogy right now. It's like saying for the people who found the cell phone and they were just used to corded phones, man, and they're like, hey, man, this is going to be the future. This is going to be the future. The odds of the corded phone to still prevail, man, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. It's not. The technology is what I believe in more than the actual price.
But you know, though, that's the thing, though, dog. Like, you know, like, a lot of people, when you think about money, like, inflation is part of, like, cost and stuff. But, like, man, people really, they just want return on their investment, man. That's just at its core. People want return on their investment. If ADA is the coolest thing, but its price stays at 25 cents, nobody is going to care. And that's the unfortunate part about crypto. And it just, you know, I'm using ADA as the example, but like, that's what it is, man. Like, if people are going to put $2,000 and invest it into something, whether it be a cryptocurrency or not, man, they just want return on their money, man. Like, because we live in a capitalistic society. Like, yeah, innovation is cool. I need a return on my money, man. And
you know what, Moose, I've heard that talking point before about they're not going to let crypto take off, and the technology is already here, and they are enticed. The government's already enticed to blockchain, so they are going to let crypto take off. What they're what's being wrong with that statement is they're not going to let crypto take off without them. That's the big difference. Yeah, and right. Yeah. It's not going to be stunted. Crypto is going to be way bigger than it is ever been in the next 10 years. You're going to really feel stupid if you don't have any money in crypto of 10 years from now. That's a fact. I could bank on that. Now, the thing is, how long can it last? I think that's the next topic we're going to go into too, but are you ready to go through the max pain? Are you ready to see all your money be at zero, -1,000? Who knows how long the government might make it to where before they're like, okay, guys, it's safe to get in. But you're over here during the wilderness and the wild west times, and you got in, and they might destroy every stable coin. They might destroy everything. To now you got to run to them because they're going to use the technology. The technology is great. That's not the problem. The problem is, are we way too early and then the government's going to destroy it and then build it back up? Or are we here on time? That's the main question. And I just say it sounds like even in both scenarios, as long as you're willing to go through that max pain that I just said, you're going to benefit down the line. Now, I'm predicting 5 years, 10 years. I could predict the 10 years for sure, but I don't know the 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think you we're just very early, and depending on which direction you are in, you might be too early for that technology to really take off.
But yo, Captain, I hear you saying early, man. If we want to be honest, man, people who were driving wagons in the 1800s were early for vehicles, and at the end of the day, I don't have 200 years to live to see a Tesla electrical car, man.
Yeah,
And
but they were doing wagons when people were still on feet, on foot. This may get replaced by something that is way more technologically advanced when supercomputers are really being utilized. But when you compare wagons to being on foot, you can't go and skip 200 years to recall the airplane when it was first started. Like now, it's completely. We're early, bro.
Well, oh, go ahead, Mo.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. If you look at it, people were still resistant to the automobiles, and they were still, even if you look at those old footages in the 1920s, 1930s, you still seen people riding on horse and carriage, even when the cars were driving by, right? So it's never a quick transition. It's always
look at the Amish, man. Look at the Amish. No offense, man, but look at the Amish, man. You see them in horse and buggy today, and they refuse.
That's for show, man. Them dudes have cars at the house, man.
I'm just saying, man.
But that's a little different. What we're just talking about, as far as the technology, it's never exactly a smooth transition. There's always going to be people that says, "I don't want to use that. I don't trust it." Right?
Well, yeah. And there's also just going to be yeah, I know we got to get out of this. There's also going to be some losers, man. At the end of the day, man, like
that's what it all exactly. Bro. You hit the nail on the head.
And nobody wants to be caught holding the bag, man. So I don't think there is a currency out there that's a guarantee, man. The government may say, man, we're gonna finesse everybody, and we're gonna kind of
exactly, Moose, because the U.S. dollar could crash, and there is no safe currency. Honestly, everything is a risk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, completely agree. The question is, how long are we going to be at risk here? I mean, look, you put your money into anything worth investing in, you invest in it just like somebody asking you to borrow it. It's look, you go ahead and count it gone, right? So how long are we in for a bear market? I think the traditional layout is still going to take place. And I think by 2025, at the end of 2024, 2025, we're going to see our prices back to the all-time highs again. So I think it's going to be a traditional one. I've heard rumblings of a 5-year bear market. Insanity. What do y'all think?
What you think, Moose?
Man, I'm gonna be honest, man. I can see a 3-year period. I can see a 3-year period, and in that 3 years, I'm talking about Bitcoin possibly climbing back to the $70,000 range. But I think it'll take every bit of 3 years. Like, I think right now is a time where there is going to be max pain, and they need to create more doubters than they do believers, man. And to be honest, man, I'm just gonna throw this out there. We don't even know who created Bitcoin, man. This dude might be milking us all, man. We might just be feeding him inflows of cash from now until forever, man.
And if that's the case, man, he's been doing it for about 12 years, and he's birthed millionaires and billionaires out of this little coin here.
So, he has, but
he would be the richest man on earth right now.
Well,
like, honest.
Yeah, and he might, and I mean, obviously that's why he can't reveal himself, because there's a tax implication if he was collecting this money. I don't even know what you can do with all the money from Bitcoin, man. I'm just talking, man. At the end of the day, I can see a good 3 year, man. I can see a good 3 year. I think
that would be a traditional bear market, then. A traditional bear market in crypto, at least.
Wait, but you already understand that it's been a bear market for about a year now. We steadily have gone down.
Yeah. So 3 years would give it a 4 year cycle.
So you're saying 2 years from now,
2024. At the end of 2024, the beginning of 2025 is when we'll start to rally back.
That sounds about right for you. Usually when a new president comes in, stock markets rally, right? So 2024, a new president would be here. So that sounds about right. But
And
I think, hey, I know y'all said it sounds crazy. I'm not saying it will.
I don't like the way his face looks right now.
Here we go. I got an emoji ready for this, man. I got an
like the way
emoji ready. Hang on, let me get the right one.
I think it's very possible to have a 5-year bear market. It's very possible. Why is it very possible? Because this might be an unprecedented time in history. That history books we're gonna talk about.
Y'all remember the meme? This time is gonna be different. Okay, I think we're 4 years.
I think 5 years is very possible, and I'm talking about 5 years from now. I'm talking about 2027, bro.
So a 6-year bear market, 6-year bear market.
I think whatever history.
It depends. It depends.
I just think they're gonna do whatever the least They're gonna do whatever the least predictable thing is, man. Because you can't have everybody trying to predict the same thing. A lot of people are fixated on this halving, man. Man, halving's only happened 4 times. Bitcoin's been out since 2008. Again, I always tell y'all that's not a lot of history, man. That is not a lot of history, bro. It's not, man. That's just not a lot of history.
So. What happened? Okay, wait. Just there's no history needed for economics, I think. I mean, well, I guess it is, but just think of it like this, man.
What do you mean there's not history needed for economics? What are you talking about, Captain? We gotta make you the lieutenant, man. All right, go ahead.
Hear me out. You're sitting here arguing about the economics is what drives the price. The economics in the fact that half of the supply is cut every 4 years. There's going to be a shock that goes, and just like every adoption cycle that you see on any chart that you read, it's going to show how adoption cycles will peak and valley throughout them 4 years, man. And in between those 4 years is when you're either going to have your all-time highs or all-time lows. It's going to happen again, and it's going to continue to stay on that trajectory, man.
I agree. Look, the Bitcoin halving is always a catalyst, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm thinking that there's going to be things in this country. I'm talking about external things that are going to dictate what happens with the stock market and crypto. And I don't care how much halving is happening. If half the country is not working or something like that, there's nothing we could do.
Well, and that's my point, Moon. That's where I was going is I think history has the ability to repeat itself, but I wouldn't be so naive to just be fixated on the halving is happening and it's guaranteed Bitcoin is going to shoot to 100,000, 200,000. Exactly what Moon is saying. I think that if the world, not just the United States is a big player because
this is a global recession, so don't get that twisted.
I mean, you still have fractured belief in crypto. You have some countries adopting it, some are against it, some don't like the mining. There's a lot of antagonist players out there, man. At the end of the day, I think the halving, while people have been able to look in hindsight and find the pattern, I don't know that that's necessarily going to repeat itself this time around because the world circumstances are different than any other time the halving took place.
Right. Let me play devil's advocate.
Throw in for Moon, and this is just Moon.
Wait. Let me play devil's advocate real quick. I do believe though, if there isn't a global catastrophe, if it isn't a black swan event with the money supply and inflation and job market, then I predict that the bear market will be over within 2 years. Because it always the year before the halving, people do start putting their money into Bitcoin, expecting that halving cycle to come. So we're talking 2023.
They expect it because since 2009, since it's been birthed, it's happened.
If by 2023 there isn't a catastrophe, then I would say I would invest heavy. Now, but if there is I'm talking about if anything, a war, if there's another war breaks out and all these countries start breaking in because this whole Poland thing, we're talking about putting just to get on some politics here. They're talking about putting some nukes in Ukraine Now, this is going to be a problem because Russia's not going to sit back and want nukes next to them, right next to their country, right? So this could trigger other things, and then we're talking about things. We're trying to bring Poland into NATO, and Ukraine doesn't like that either. There's things that are still unstable with this Ukraine and Russia war. I know everybody forgot about it because they don't talk about it no more, but there's something to watch out for too. So we got too many things looming over our head for me to be too confident about saying 2023. That's why I said it's possible. That's what I was about to get into. It's possible of us having a 5-year cycle if a major war breaks out, and if we have a major recession or depression or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's possible too. God may come in that time, and something may happen to us all. Right? Like there's so many hypothetical possibilities, man. I just think
you got to consider them.
Yeah, but for 0.10%, I would say for a small percentage of your mind, your thought process, unless something's broken, don't fix it. Right now, everything's telling us the charts are what they're going to do. They're going to repeat itself. I still think hold on to that Bitcoin cycle. With that being said, everybody, think about what you want to do with your money. Think about what you want to do with your crypto, and make sure you get your wallet, invest, DCA in, and see what the future holds. Until the next time, Well Rockets out.
Peace, guys.
Well, holla.
You stole my heart of gold after my silver soul.